Morning. Not that page. Hi. Morning, Alice, Charlene, Tanya. Hi, Marie. You're not working today? Every day is a work day. So today we're going to be working in my Boundless journal, which it's by Paula, in case you haven't seen them. This is the packaging, obviously, and I'm using two dies sets. I'm using the mini journal and the page panels. So what I've done is I've taken the actual journal page, and which is this die here, and I've cut it out 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, just out of black card. Now you can actually decorate this directly, but I like the black card to make it pop. So that's why I've used the page panels. So I've just used these two outside dies here. And you can put the actual pages in the journal however you want to, so you can point them. You see it's the same die, but there's 3 different points there. So when you're cutting out your actual pages, sometimes you need to actually cut them out on the back. So that's the front one. This is the back one. You can see that's the kind of embossed line from the die cuts there. So you just have to remember which way you want to cut as to what sort of page you want to see. So you just turn it over and kind of cut on the back, as it says. Yeah. So and it's not stuck down yet. So I can't figure out where that goes now. There we go. So that means I can take the pages out and I can mess around, and so it's not set in stone. And Paola's done this really cool thing that she's got these little dies here which actually bind it all together. So there's 2, there's a key, and then there's this kind of triangle one, not triangle one, diamond one. And we also need to cut one of these as well. And so the pages just bind together with that piece there. And so you fold them whichever way you want to, and got the middle bit there, and then this goes through, which is easier to do when you're not trying to do it showing people. All my pages are coming out. Let the pages come out. There we go. And let's see. They obviously go because they were there before. Oh. There we go. So you can see that that's gonna. You can put a lot more pages in there than just the 3. And they're not stuck until you actually glue these front panels on, and you've got the mats and layers as well for those as well. But all you do is just slot this one in, which is hard to see because it's black card and it's quite dark in here. There we go, I think. Yeah. Now that's bound, which is really cool, isn't it? It's such a good idea, and it's great for kind of showcasing you know, your stamps as well. which obviously I've done to kind of just show off, figure out which way it goes, to show off my fairy hug stamps. But I figured, as we're not actually on TV right now and we're not actually showcasing a show as is, I thought we'd actually mix it up a bit and actually bring in some of the other fairy hugs stamps that we've got, because obviously there's like 140 odd stamps now, so I thought that would be quite interesting to do, see how they all work together. So let's crack on, because I'm doing quite a lot of prep at the moment for my shows on Friday. Bit of a panic mode. Right, this is the fairy life, and you've got a firefly on here. Here's Lantana holding one of the lanterns, and we've got the whimsical flower cluster underneath. And all of these stamps are available on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and also this backing paper is in pack A out of the papers, so you can get those as well. Right, so let's start at the front, and I'm not going to do what I've written on there. I'm going to do something else. In here we've got, this is stone wall and bluebell, and just on the top we've got the black thistles as well. So this is a paper from, not sure if this is included in pack B or not, because I've only selected 6 designs, but there are similar ones available. Now, where's my anti-static bag? I know it's on here somewhere. Honestly, if you saw my desk, you'd think, how does she ever find anything at all? Well, I spend most of my time looking for stuff. That's what happens. So I'm going to dust it with an anti-static bag. It's, I mean, the inks do dry on the papers like that. That's not embossed, but they do take a while. So we're actually going to stamp and emboss, I think. And we've got a couple of different things that I've pulled out to do with this here. So we could use April. So April could be coming in, and we could be having some raindrops around her head maybe, and then we could put on the ground, I don't know what I'm going to put on the ground. I could put what have you got opposite there? Oh, we can have some mini dancing mushrooms on the base. So she could be floating in, and these could be coming in here. I think that might look quite nice. Like that. Or what we could do is bring in, let me put that back in there, otherwise I'm going to lose stamps. Or we could bring in Starla. So Starla could come in. Doesn't have to fit on perfectly. Remember, we're dealing with kind of wonky pages here. Then this is the Stardust, which is ideal for using with the Kissing Fairy, because she's actually blowing out some dust. But we could have this coming off of the page, so she's spreading dust. And remember, she's going to be opposite Bluebell, who's not looking very happy, we think. We don't know. She could be just playing hide and seek, who knows. But she could be casting a spell and making her happy again. You know, make yourself a story up. But again, we could have the dancing mushrooms down below. So I think we're going to go with that rather than April. So we might use April somewhere else. So let's do a little bit of stamping. I think I'm just going to stamp in Versamark rather, and we're going to emboss with pure white embossing powder. There we go. There's pure white. So need a piece of paper. And we're going to go in the stamping platform, just so that we know that we can definitely get a decent image. Morning. And where did I put it? I put it down here somewhere. There it is. So I'm just going to use the small one because it's easier to use the small one when we're doing these lives. Very creaky actually. I don't know if you can oil them because it makes such a noise. Let's bring it down here. So we've got a base to go on. And bring Starla in. She is number 58, so she's quite an early design. But Fairy Hugs have only been going since last year, so not that early. Let's see if we can get most of her on, because I do want to make sure I've got a nice swirl of stars coming in. And because we're dealing with the silhouette and I've not stamped her for a while, I'm going to go twice with the Versamark just to make sure that we get a decent image. And I will remember this video will be available on my Facebook page in the videos section for however long Facebook decide. But I'll upload it to YouTube later on as well, so it'll be there. It'd be lovely if you're not a subscriber of my YouTube channel, if you did, because it's nice to see the numbers go up. Actually, let's put that on there a minute. It's always worrying as to whether, because you can't see it, as to whether, because it's a wonky page, as to whether it's going to go back in the same place. Let's hope so. In fact, should we make her, I think we might, no, we do just do her in pure white. I'm not in a sparkly mood today. Okay, right. I can see her, she looks fabulous. I've only got my single heat speed heat tool out, so I don't want to go sparkly. There she is. She looks fabulous already, doesn't she? Then I think we'll play it dangerously and we'll bring in the stars before we heat set. Pop this at the bottom again. Bring in Stardust. Remember, this one's called Starla. And the next Fairy Hugs new release is the 16th of June. And that's a one-day special on the craft store. And the stamps will be available on my website on the 17th at midnight. That's at the end of the day, not the start of the day. What did I do with that? There it is. Let's have this coming. Oh, I've got quite a lot of that on there. That's good. So that's going to come out of her magic wand. So she's saying, "Dear Bluebell, don't be sad. Wakey, wakey. All is good in the world." So the entire catalogue is available on my website from Fairy Hugs. Well, the stamps. There's a few stencils left. There's a few papers. There's a couple of the stamps that are quite low on stock, but I will restock when I place my order for the new stamps. So certainly next month there will be a restock. Where's my, don't want that one. Pure white. So this is going to come out of here. Then we'll heat set these and we'll add the mushrooms in a different colour down below. That's pretty, doesn't it? Pretty. Oh, powder away before I put the lid on. Morning. Morning everybody that's just joined. Let's heat set, so we're going to have a bit of noise while I heat set. Cables all caught. Warm that up. That's all right, we've only just started, Gloria. I was going to do this later on, but I take my son out on a Tuesday afternoon, and I thought at least we'd stand a chance of maybe finishing it if I did it this morning. I don't like having, I've got a lot of half-finished projects and I don't like having them unfinished. It's such a shame really. I've got some bits all over the place here, even though I did dust it. That's alright. It's fairy dust. There she is. All done. So down below, I think, because I used, on here, I think I used Twilight. It's very dark anyway, so we're going to, I think we'll use Twilight down here anyway. So let's grab this so I don't have to clean up. Just going to give it another dust because I think so that it's nice and set, we'll actually emboss it as well. And make sure I use the clear instead of the white. It's there. The clear. Remind me to put that one in. If I put that so I can't find it, then I'll be all right. This Twilight's a really nice deep blue. Where's my mini dancing mushrooms? Just need a small block. Which is around here somewhere. There we go. I'm just going to test it first of all because I've not stamped it for a little while and it is a silhouette. Just going to stamp it off on the page so we can see what it's going to look like. Lovely. So she's flying over the little mini dancing mushrooms. And there is a bigger version of the mushrooms, not surprisingly, as this one's called Mini. Let's put it there. Sometimes all you need is the mini one. Let's have that one a bit higher. And just a little bit more off of the edge. Okay, nice little row of mushrooms. That's about all the cleaning my stamps get. I get ink all over my fingers. Right, so that's that. And I think, let's just heat set this and then we'll have a look at, see what it looks like against the other page. And you can add glitter in the wings, and I might go in later on and do that, or I might not, because obviously we've got the beautiful paper that we can see behind it. This is where you panic and think, have I put white on or have I put clear on? I definitely put clear on. That would be a really mean trick to play on somebody, wouldn't it, if you swapped their clear and white over. Very mean. Yeah, images, they look really lovely in black, but when you've got a darker background, it's really nice to have the white. Obviously, heat embossing the ink in clear just intensifies the colour underneath. So against my bluebell page, that's going to look like that. And I think I won't actually put anything around the top. I was thinking about putting something around the top, but I think I'm going to leave it like that. So let's pop that one in, and then that's a page done. Nothing like I'd written down before, but that's the benefit of having loads and loads of stamps to choose from. I'm very lucky. I know I'm very lucky. It's actually a pleasure to be able to use them for something other than, I mean, obviously I'm doing this for you so you guys can see them, but I'm also doing this for me. So I've got a finished project that I can look at and enjoy looking at, really. So once it goes onto the black card, it really pops. And although they're not kind of connected, I suppose, we are telling a story from one page to the next. That's those pages finished. So we've got 1, 2, 3. That one's finished because I did that one on air, and we need to finish this one here. So for this background, I've used my Dilutions, Fresh Lime and Vibrant Turquoise, and these are available on my website. And so I misted them onto some super smooth watercolour card, and then on an A4 piece, and then I popped another piece on top. So this is actually the piece on top. And what I did, there's also a little bit of this on there. There's also a bit of the Lemon Zest Shimmer Spray, which is the mica one. You can see the mica there. So I put a bit of that on, and then I misted a piece of bubble wrap with water and popped it in between the two pieces of card and popped them under something that was heavy and left them overnight to dry. So we've got a little bit, you can see the mica going through the bare there, and there's some a little bit over here. So it's just a little bit of a print from the bubble wrap. It was more intense on the other piece that I've got. So that's that. And on here we've got the bears, we've got the whimsical flower cluster, we've got the birch trees which have the owl in it, the wisdom sentiment, and we've got some little bit of the floral vines up there as well. So we're going to do this page here. What's that there? Oh, that's my back page. Right. So let's pull that out. And so my original, I think I'm going to stick to my original plan with these. Where have I put them? Oh, there they are. So original plan was to use the slender fir tree. So we're going to have some of those down there. This is a brilliant thing about acetate, and I know most companies do that, but do use your acetate because it's a really good tool to have. And we're going to have one of the mooses. So we're either going to have that one or that one, because remember he's facing the bear, so it's a bit of a standoff. So it's a bear moose standoff. so I think it might be this one because he's the biggest. And then we're going to have in this gap here in the it's kind of a gap in the clouds. So we're going to have an owl flying in, and we'll have a little bit of foliage going down below as well. So that's the plan for this page. So let's get our stamping platform out again. Creak, 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 creak. So let's get slender fir tree done. So I think we go for the big one. And we might, do you remember, this is like it's almost like a sampler book. So we're not really necessarily going for your all out kind of in perspective kind of scene. We're just doing what we can with the space that we're dealing with. Okay. So I'm going to stamp this one in Acorn Versifying Clay. What do I do my twilight? Let's put my twilight away. That'd be a good thing to do. Acorn. This is the Acorn, which is a lovely brown. Do make sure you use nice juicy ink pads. Archival does dry a bit too quickly for silhouette stamps in my kind of experience. Let's have another magnet there. So Versifying Clay is brilliant. We're not going to emboss this one. Might need to go twice. Oh, no, that'll do. That'll do nicely. That'll do nicely. Do we want to bring one of the small ones in? That's the question. Could do, couldn't we? Just bring it off the page a wee bit. How big's the moose going to look? Let's have a look first. We might want to have that in the background a bit. Might look a bit odd. Growing out of his bottom. Let's go for it. Let's see what it looks like, because we're going to bring in foliage anyway. Yeah, we just go for it. If it doesn't work, all you need to do is cut yourself another page and pop another page in, because it's not stuck in. So it's a win-win kind of thing, really. I also like working in the pink pig black page journals as well, because you've got the black that's going to pop, and obviously you can work on whatever card you want to, and then just stick it in, and that's a nice thing to do. Okay, there's my 2 slender fir trees. That one's called slender fir set. Sorry. So that's that done. Let's bring in our Mr. Moose in the house. And see where he's going to go. Live dangerously. It's not very dangerous, is it? Sitting in your craft room, just having a lovely time. Okay, he's going to go there. But of course, you could easily cut yourself a small card if you wanted to, because this journal page is roughly 4 1/8 inches, and then at its tallest point, it's 4 3/8. So a little 4x4 card, you could make the same thing. I think sometimes we think that just because we're dealing with we're making scenes, that we've got to do big cards or big projects, but we don't have to. And I think Paola's journal is ideal for that. Let's just clean that off just in case, because I'm a messy stamper. And we can bring in another magnet down here just so it doesn't move. Give him a good press, because he's a good silhouette. He's a good silhouette, so we might have to do him twice. Yeah. If you find that when you get your stamps that because the ink pools a bit, it shouldn't do if you're using your VersaFine Clair, but if you do find it pooling, then it could be that there's some manufacturing residue left on it. So just clean your stamp, and then you're good to go. It should be absolutely fine. I've had to clean just a couple, and I've got, you know, a lot. So here with that there is not where it's missed. That's where the mica's coming through from my background. So if you don't want that to happen, don't use any of the mica sprays in your background. So it's shaping up nicely. And the VersaFine Clair is not going to damage your stamps at all. It's going to be absolutely fine. That's that one. And then we're going to bring in our flying owl at the top. See how quickly these come together. Really quickly. So he's going to come in there. Very nice owl. And I quite like that bit's missed from my background, you know, because normally I like to kind of make sure my background's completely covered, but obviously I just didn't then, and I'm quite pleased because it does look like it's natural. You know, a nice break in the clouds, even though they're green. Whatever colour you want to. Owl coming in, and obviously he can fly either way. He can be going that way, or he can be going that way. You probably don't want to have him going right up or right down. Give him a bit of a slant. He looks fabulous at going through moons and things. So I use him quite a lot. So just Flying Dragon. Flying Dragon's great as well. So let's add a little bit of foliage down below. Obviously we're not going to work above because it's the sky. That's going to look a bit odd. So for down below, we're going to go for one from the previous release, which is your grass. With my little block, there it is, right in front of me. Right in front of me. And we'll bring in, I think we'll bring in Rainforest, which is a lovely deep green. Just so we can see it, because obviously my background's quite dark. So we're just going to bring in some grass that they're actually walking in the forest. Maybe we go second generation. I might stop at that actually. I could go a little bit more, but that might overdo it. Let's bring in some more as we can. Let's overdo it. We are living dangerously today, aren't we? I don't want him to be floating. That's better. Okay. So that's another page done. And I did already ink around the edges with coordinating inks on these. So this has got Lucky Clover going around the edge, just because I like to ink around the edges. And if you do it after you've stamped with your VersaFine Clair, because VersaFine Clair takes ages to dry, then you can smudge it. So, so I've already done that. So we can pop that in. So that's going to go in this one here. There's my standoff. He's just either it's a standoff, excuse me, or he's saying, "Hey there, buddy, what are you doing today?" Well, I'm hanging out and having a little bit of honey, and I'm going to go and see my mate, the skunk, down in Skunksville. We've got some skunks in Fairy Hugs. And I believe the hedgehogs are out holding a car boot sale at the moment. So I'm going to go and visit my mate Hedge. Whatever stories you want. I'm not going mad. I'm really not. I'm just very good at acting it. There we go. So there's another double page. We're doing well here, aren't we? We've got 2 pages done. Right, so now we're in the middle, and I did do this one on the TV, but I'm going to finish it off. What I've done since I've been home is I've used some of the Sentiment to Yours watercolour blending brush pens and just added some colour to Zelina's wings. This is Zelina. And I've also coloured in the toadstools, and I added a little bit on the black thistles here as well. I mean, don't the black thistles look different when they're just on a lighter colour? So that's the black thistles, and it's stamped and embossed, and that's it there. So, you know, they look totally different. This is Acorn as well that I've stamped with. I've also added some glossy accents on the wings. So I quite like to do that too. So, Jean, that's funny. So that kind of enhances them as well. So I was going to add maybe a few fireflies, but what I thought we'd do, because we're not sticking to the script and we're not on the telly, I'm going to add some of my condo dwellers, and this is the set 2. And so we're going to actually have some of these floating around. In fact, I'm going to do it on my stamping platform again, just so I can just stamp them all at the same time, which is easier. And then I'm not going to get too much pressure on them as well. So let's just pop them down here. So these are little tiny fairies that are just kind of flying in, and they're that one's going to go down onto the toadstool, I think. This one's let's have this one here, maybe like that. That one's standing. What's that one doing? Oh, that one's flying in as well. there's not that much room, so I can't put many of them on. It'd be nice to have 3 if I could. We can have another standing one. I don't want to stand one in between her legs though, that might look a little bit odd. Let's have a look. Oh, that one could be flying in right at the top. Right at the very top, just there. Yeah, come on in there. She's even kind of maybe coming in on the wing. Selena's wing. Right, that'll do. 3 of them. Let's grab my acorn again. I make such a mess. There's another set of condo dwellers as well, just called condo dwellers, and obviously they go with the condos, and we've got quite a few condos now. So I just think that just adds something to it. It gives a little bit more personality to the page. Happy with that. There's 6 on each set. And they're all in different poses as well. So there's no duplication across the set. That one in there. And we can stick this one in. I can't really claim that we've done this one during this Facebook Live though, can I? Because I'd already done it, but that's going to go in there. My little notes, I had to have notes on the back of all the pages so I knew what I wanted to do, because obviously I didn't do one beforehand to copy. This is one of those pages where I've cut it out with the die on the back so that I could get my background facing in the right direction. So she's going in here. I like her. They make it makes such a difference when you do add a little bit of colour to them. Rather than just having black and white, and obviously my background is just a mopped up background, so it's a little bit lighter than the other background, so it is nice to add a little bit of colour. Stick. Right, okay, that's that one. So this one we're going to bring in. We've got this, I've used this again, mocked up background, and I've used one of my gel plates with hickory smoke distress ink just to create like a moon, and I've used one of the gel presses. Obviously you can just ink through something if you want to. So we're going to use the musical walkway, so we're going to have that coming in down here. Then we're going to bring in Aris or Aris. She's another one of the musical fairies, like that. And then I'm undecided. I don't know whether to bring in some fireflies or we can have some more condo dwellers in here. So I don't know. I'm dithering about what to do with the rest of the space because it's a moon. So I could have a flying dragon coming in, couldn't I? I wonder what I've done with my flying dragon. That's the question. We'll have a look in a minute. Let's get this stamped. And I'm going to stamp the same colour as I've done with the opposite page, so that there's a bit of continuity. So let's put this in here so I don't have to clean my my foam. And we bring this down because we're going to obviously stamp a bit lower. And the musical names will fit very nicely with the musical walkway. I'm out of stock of the gnomes though. I think I'm out of stock of all of them. I will get some more. So all you need to do is, if you're interested in them, is just click on the email when back in stock, and then you'll receive an email as soon as I load them. I mean, like I say, I'm ordering them when I order the next release, but I will load the stock as soon as I receive those. I can't load the stock of the new release. That's fine. That's how it's going to go. Not until midnight on the 17th anyway. So Acorn again. Again, we're just stamping this. And again, this could be a really nice small card. It's just not lots of little project ideas. So it's not something to refer back to. As I will when I need to. This is one of the earlier stamps as well. What's this? This is number, can't read it. Oh, number 70, so it's not that early. Okay, there's our musical walkway. Then we fetch that off and we bring in Aris or Aris. Not Harris with a H. There's no H. That's that one. That's going to go back in there. And she's going to come in up here. Nope. She's that way. Nearly did it the wrong way. That would have been a bit of a blunder. Okay. Oh, that creak's getting on my nerves. Might have to do her twice because she's a silhouette. Are there any music notes? I don't think there are. I will mention that. That's a really good idea because they could do one of the Diddy little sets with some music notes. I will mention that. Let me just write it down because you know what I'm like. I'm rubbish. My memory's just rubbish. Because they always welcome feedback. I don't think there's some in there. There might be some in the new release. I'll have a look. Right. Okay. Just give her another go. Mainly on her body. Creak. Okay, there she is. Just on the musical walkway. She looks fab. It makes a difference when I pull her away from the messy bit. Okay, that's Aris. Then let's figure out what we're going to do. I have a feeling the dragon is the other way, so I don't think he's going to go in there. I'm not sure if I pulled him out or not. I pulled a lot of stamps out to use. These are all the under the sea ones from last month. Oh, there's that one. That's a good one as well, the moon dust. Might use that one. Okay, I was looking for that one. It's amazing what you find when you're looking for something else, isn't it? I think I pulled the dragon out. Oh, where's my laptop gone? There you go. Oh, there it is. I'm back. Yeah, see the dragon's pointing in the wrong direction. So we're not going to use him. We'll put some fireflies in, or like I say, we could bring some of the condo dwellers in. Let's see how this is going to look next to her. I think we're bringing some condo dwellers. So, I wonder where the original ones are. This is going to make you jealous now. Look at all these. Kissing Fairy, that's the one that takes the moon dust, not moon dust, stardust. Too many dusts. I could use the thinking about, if I can't find it, we'll just have the ones that I've got out. There they are. Need a better storage system. These are the original condo dwellers. So I think we'll bring some of those in. So what have we got in here? That one's flying. What's that one doing? That one's flying. Oh, I've put them back in the wrong way. That's a bit rude, isn't it? That one can come down. So let's put it on the stamp press. Oh, the magnets have all merged. Don't you just hate it when that happens? I've got 3 magnets stuck together here. I think we want to have one. There's one that's standing. It would be a good idea if I'd actually put them back in the right place. Let's have one standing down there. And should be 6. I've only got 5. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. I don't know what she's doing. I think she's stood. I don't think I want that one. Let's go to the other ones. Where's the other ones? It's the little finishing touches that take a while. Let's have her stood there like that on whatever note that is. I think 3 was, just stick with 3. So I must remember that that comes off that set. We don't have to fill up every single space, do we? How are we doing for time? Oh, 50 minutes. Not too bad, I suppose. I think there's only, there might be 4 pages to do. So I don't think we've done too badly. There we go. There's our condo dwellers, so that will not flow nicely. What I probably would do is actually colour in the wings as well. So this one came off that one. I'm really miffed that I seem to have lost a condo dweller. That's going to really bug me now. Little things bug me like that. Because there's only 5 there. Oh, it should only be 5. That's all right then. If I'd put them back in the right place, which I still haven't, I'd realise. Because there's 6 in the condo dwellers too, but there's only 5 in condo dwellers. It might be slightly bigger. Right, so put that out of the way, put that down there. So I'm not going to colour it in now. I'm going to just think about whether I want to colour it in, because I can stick it in and I can colour it later. That'd be absolutely fine. That works well, doesn't it? I do think she needs colour, so we will add some colour. But it's so easy just to colour in. I've not bothered with any blending or anything. I've just coloured in directly with the pens. So you don't need to watch me do that, do you? Else we'll never get it finished, will we? hope you hope my mum's all right, Grace. Yeah, you can always catch up, and I'll put it on YouTube as well. So how are we doing then? So yeah, we've done 3, so we're nearly halfway. Gosh, get a move on, Julia. Right, so this one. So we've got the gnome door, which I stamped, and then I put a mask over it, and then I've stamped the stone wall. We've got the stone walkway coming down. We've got the birch tree with the little owl stood on it. Again, we've got the whimsical flower clusters, and we've got the flower vines at the top. And this is the same kind of thing with my Dilutions backgrounds, but we've done the ghosting technique where you pop the stencil over, which is the woody stencil, which is that one. Pop the stencil on, mist with water, take it up, blot it off, that's that one. With the water that's left on, you pop it on there, run your kitchen roll over, take it off, blot it off again, and then you've got your kind of ghosting technique. So they're the same but different. Okay, that's how that was done. Oh good, that's a relief. Right, so on this one, what did I think I was going to do? Yes, I was dithering with this one. You saw me at the beginning dithering with this one. So what I might do is bring in Sakar, which is the dragon. Can't say it without doing that, which is really silly. So Zakar can be having a chat with Zodi, who's the baby dragon. Because the baby dragon looks so upset. I don't know what he's done. But I think we're going to do that. Because we've got trees in the background anyway from the stencil. So that's absolutely fine. This will be probably the quickest one ever. So we do Sakar first. We're going to stamp this in the Nocturne, which is the black. I need to make sure I can get Zodi on, because the car's tail's a little bit big. Where's Zodi? Yeah, so we're putting there, just hanging off the edge a bit. Sometimes it's nice to have them hanging off of the page a bit, because it gives a bit of flow to it. I can get a magnet down there. Yeah. Right, so once again, we're just stamping, we're not embossing, we're just stamping. And both Zodi and Zakar look fabulous if you add a bit of colour to their wherever they're called, wings. They're still wings, aren't they? Again, give him a good press. Probably need to do him twice as well, so he's lovely and dark against that dark green background. Yeah. Hear my son having a chat to his Xbox. It's so funny. Good old press. Give the ink a chance to sink in. He's just stunning, isn't he? Absolutely stunning. Beautiful dragon. There's a few actually dragons. There's Kimber as well, and there's also Curlig. I do have all the dragons in stock at the moment. So where's Zodi? Zodi. He's going to come in here. I think Zakar's perhaps Zodi's son, Zodi's dad. He's going to be sat there. I think he's probably been fighting in the playground at school, and he got a little bit carried away, and he's actually singed the hair of one of the playground kind of attendants, you know, supervisors. So Zodi's out. Zakar's having to have a chat with Zodi about controlling his firepower. All the stories. He's pretty good. I'm just going to do him a little bit darker, just so that he's the same darkness as his dad. Just because I can. There we go. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. It's really nice, isn't it? The green against the green and the black together. Really sets it off. Oh, I pulled her out. Away. I may be in a complete and utter mess, but I do try and put my stamps away properly. Right, so that's going down there with that. So we just need to finish this off with a bit of foliage. So, you know, I said to you they look fabulous when they're coloured in. I did do one in my book with them. Here. So here. So they're coloured in. Obviously they're on a lighter background, but they've got glossy accents on them again, just like on Zelina. And this is Annia's tree, which is one of the trees from Fairy Hugs, which has a gap there for one of the moons. So anyway, they do look fabulous, and they're coloured in as well. Right, so let's add some foliage. Because we can. I wonder if we should add some moon dust. No, we won't add moon dust on this. We'll probably use this one on the next one. Right, so foliage. Let's have this one. This is Leafy Scrolls. Did I put my block up there? Honestly, I'll put it somewhere. Let's have the smaller one. You've got two sizes here. Same thing, but two sizes. And we go with the rainforest again. I mean, I could have stamped some trees and then put them in front of the trees. But I didn't. So I guess this probably looks almost black on your screen, but it is a dark green. As long as I picked up the right one. Yes, I'm doubting myself then. And just having a bit of foliage at the top just kind of finishes that off. Frames it. So we want a little bit down below as well. So let's pull in something else for down below. Can't find what I was looking for, as per. There it is. Oh, that's what I wanted. Your whimsical flower cluster. Very, very useful, this one. And I think we'll go for, let's go for Shady Lane, which is a little bit of a lighter green. just subtly adds in a little background, just a little bit, and that's that one. That was quick, wasn't it? Oh, Jean, you're so funny. Oh, that's a bit weird, isn't it? I'll upload it to YouTube later, Sue, and you can always watch it back via the video section within my page. But while I'm having lunch, I'll upload it. Right, so that's that one. And I will flick through the journal before we finish as well, so you can see the completed piece. So this one's going in here. Just when you pop it on the black, doesn't it look wonderful? In fact, what's happened is that this is a bar, right? This is the gnome bar, right? And Zakar has discovered that Zodi's been drinking in the gnome bar. And so he's having to have a serious word with him. And Zodi's feeling a little bit under the weather because obviously he's been drinking as well. So this is what this story's about. It's just so funny. It's just, look at these notes. I've completely gone off piece with these, but it's fine. That's the beauty of being able to diversify from what's on the show. I mean, we had 25 stamps on the show anyway, but it's nice to diversify. But it's interesting to that all you know, just one show's worth can easily fill this. And in fact, if you are sticking to a proper story throughout, then obviously you can just use the characters in that story. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, So there we go. So that's that one. Now here, though, the next three kind of pages we haven't got anything on at all, so we need to actually fill these. And these are going on. These papers are in pack B on my website, so you can get these. And these were originally under the sea papers, but obviously you can use them above ground as well as below ground. So the plan for this one was to take Zippy and have Zippy zipping along on her bike, and to put the Fairy Wind, and the Fairy Wind's a brilliant stamp. I'll just dive into my journal again and show you that. Where is it? This one. So oh, she's got a bit mucky on there. That must be off that one. That's annoying. Yes, so because the ink takes a while to dry. All right, okay, so Fairy Wind. So what I did was I've stamped it in. This is the Glamorous Versafine Claire. So I've stamped 1, 2, 3, 4, just point to point. So turning it 90 degrees, right? And then I've taken the Summertime, which is the orange one, and stamped it in between each one. And then I'll pop Zelina on top. And if you stamp her a couple of times, then you can't actually see the stamping underneath, because obviously the black is so intense. Some of the colour comes in through the wings, obviously with the gap in the wings, but that's absolutely fine. So that makes a really nice card, and it's really easy to do and really quick to do. Obviously you have to wait for the glossy accents to dry if you're going to use them, but that's a really nice thing to do with the Wind. But obviously the Wind was originally designed to work behind Zippy. So she's got her bike that's powered by fairy power. So she probably charges it overnight while she's sleeping. Her wings charge it, and then she can kind of go zipping along. So I thought we'd have the Wind actually on the other piece, so that it looks like it's continuing along. So let's get those two pieces stamped straight away, and then we can actually move on and do the others. And I am going to do her in black, but I'm going to emboss her as well because she's on this paper, and it just takes a while to dry. So let's get the first one done. So dusting with my anti-static bag. Stamping platform. Honestly, I put it in the same place every single time and I still have to look for it. Such is life. I can put one there. Make sure it's nice down below. Put a few magnets on. And then our zippy's coming in. She's one of my favourite stamps. Apparently, she was named Zippy after Adam from the craft store, Adam Humphreys. But obviously, it's a she and Adam's a bloke. But I think it's because he's always zipping around. So got my paper, got my crystal clear, and I want my Nocturne VersaFine Clear. Lots of tapping. I have stamped in black on here before. Obviously you could do your white, but I found it's showed up really well, so that's why I'm going for it. And she looks pretty good actually, so I'm going to go again. Oh, let's go again, just because we can, just on her body. She looks pretty good actually. I'll probably find that I moved it now. She looks good. Right, so she's going to get the powder on her. What's that? It's easy to make stories up actually with them. You find that you just do. You get a relationship going with your stamps, and it's easy to make the stories up. It's supposed to be fun crafting anyway, isn't it? It just adds to the fun. So I'll heat set that one, and then we'll figure out where the wind's going to go. It doesn't really matter too much because there's going to be a bit of a gap because of the black emboss. So the embossing powder I'm using is just a Sentimentally Yours one. The crystal clear, it's a super fine. You've got all that lovely detail in the wings. Okay. So, stamping platform, let's put Zippy away. Oh, I know what we're going to do in front. I've got the plot. So Zippy's going in there, and so let's get this one in here. This is going to have the wind on it. Zippy's wind. Windy Zippy. Dust it with an anti-static bag first, Julia. It's always a good idea. Right. Wind. Where's my wind? There's my wind. So Zippy's going to come in here, and a wind's going to go like that. Just like that. That'll be fine. Oh, sorry. Got excited then. Okay. So we'll heat set that, and then we'll plan the rest of our little scene. It looks lovely actually, using the Sentiment Yours Cosmic Black embossing powder, which is the glittery black embossing powder, on that pink background. It looks really nice on there. I think I was being a bit too optimistic, thinking that I would do the whole thing on the craft store in my 2 hours. It just didn't happen. I think we got I did 3 pages in the first hour, and then I think I did 2 in the second, because I did something else as well. Right, so there's my wind going along, and what I thought we'd do actually is we have her following fireflies in the front like that, and then we need something following her in the back. So let's have, we've already had it once. Oh, let's have, oh yes, let's do that. Let's have April coming in. I've got 2 on there. April coming in at the back there. Let's have her flying in at the back. Yay, let's do that. Right, okay. I have a plan. We can bring in some rain as well, because it rains a lot in this country, so it'd be really good to have some rain with April. So, we might even bung a sentiment on this one. So, fireflies. There are 3 different fireflies. Have them, I don't want them to be too, oh, let's have them down here in higgledy-piggledy kind of, how does that look? I'm waiting for it to catch up so I can see how it looks on the screen. Yeah, that'll do. Happy with that. Get rid of my wind. That sounded wrong, didn't it? Fairy wind. I mean, I could have had a flying dragon coming in. That might be interesting. That needs cleaning. Let's have a flying dragon coming in instead. Why not? Just why not? Now, if your stamp stop clinging, it just means it's got gunk on the back. You know, when we keep on using anti-static bags and embossing powders and all that sort of stuff, just give them a wash in warm soapy water. In fact, it doesn't need to be soapy water, just warm water, and you'll get your cling back. Let's have him coming in. He's quite handsome. Creak, 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 creak. I'm just going to give it a bit, because I've been faffing around and putting the fireflies on there. I'm just going to give it a quick dust, just in case. Brilliant imagination. Ooh, I don't know about that, Alice. I think it's just that when you're surrounded by fabulous products, it's just a case of seeing what will work with what, really, and it, you know, they do all the work. I just use them. It's lovely. Right, so oh, it always makes me jump every time that happens. Let's emboss him. I know it's a little bit stop start. That'll be worth it in the end when we're finished. Oh, put the powder on first, Julia. That's a really good idea. All I'd have done was dried it, and I didn't want to dry it. So you can do that. You can do that. If you don't want to emboss it, you can just dry it or blot it off. But I mean, VersaFine Clay is a fantastic ink pad, but it's really annoying when it you put it next to something and it makes it all inky. Even when you die cut it, yesterday I die cut something that I stamped several months ago, probably last year, and it's still transferred to the double D boss of my die, which is a little bit annoying. Right, so that's coming in there. We're not going to do anything else with that just at the minute. So here we're going to have, so I've thrown myself, I put it in a different place. We're going to put the dragon away. And we're going to, where's my case gone with the dragon? That's not the dragon case. Oh, that's going to annoy me. Right, so we're going to bring April in. Let's just put that in here. And again, I'm going to, just because I've touched it, just going to make sure. And April's going to come in here. She's called April because she's got a little leaf brolly coming in. And she wants to speak to Zippy because she wants to arrange a night out, a girls' night out. But Zippy just keeps on zipping around. She can't catch her because she's Zippy. Ink pad, what have I just done with it? There it is, underneath the dragon. Of course it is. Where else would it be? That's the right one, isn't it? Yeah. Made a mess again. Give her a good old press. She's one of the smaller of the fairies. Just going to do her again because she's not quite right on the hair, but you can see she's got kind of like a, you can see the lines on her hair. She's got like a scrolly hair to do, hasn't she? Oh, she has a bit. That might be all right actually. I'm just going to go again because I can. The detail on these stamps is just tremendous. It's really beautiful stamps. So she's a deeper black now. And then we'll add a little bit of detail, detail with some other stamps. Oh, let's bung a sentiment on as well. We can do. Let's see if I can find my sentiments. No, there it is. Got here. Got Zippy coming in there, the dragon flying in. Let's find a sentiment. Oh, we'll have that one. Have a fairy delightful day. I think that fits. So we'll have that one. Just to make sure, I'm going to put it in my stamp press. Again, you know, I don't want to go to all that effort and then muck up on the sentiment. Which is always really annoying, isn't it? When you get to the last bit and it's the last bit that you mess up on. Where's April's thingy? There it is. And she's going down there and we're having Yeah, Jean, the coloured backgrounds in pack B of the Fairy Hugs backgrounds. I think we'll have it because it's got a danger of not being straightish. I don't think it really matters because of the way the journal is. I don't think it matters. Which is another good thing about the journal, isn't it? Because you don't have to do things straight. Win-win. I think all the sentiments so far have actually been on the pastel now. I don't think we've got any that we haven't had on there now. It is nice to have sentiments. Because I was using Leona's sticker book, and I was using some of the Lavinia sentiments are obviously going to go as well, because you can obviously use Fairy Hugs and Lavinia hand in hand. So we'll just emboss that. That's just nice as a really nice card on its own, isn't it? Even though the wind's not attached to anything here, it still kind of works. This is the point where I put white on instead of clear, isn't it? Just right at the very end. It's no good looking after you put it on, Julia. Oh dear. I despair at myself sometimes. It is all right though, because I did put clear on. You're all right. Right, so now to fill in with a little bit of interest, let's do, which one should we do first? Decisions. So let's have some raindrops up here as well. Let's put that one away before I get in a mess. I don't know what's coming out. That must be the dragon. Oh, could have some of those. Could have some of those. What is quite nice is we've got the dragon there, but you can also have the condo dwellers on here, and they're quite nice. They can sit on the back of the bike or on the front of the bike, so that's quite a nice thing to do. So I think we're just going to go with our whimsical flower cluster again, because it makes it's really nice to ground things. It works on absolutely everything. It's like this is an essential stamp, really, this one. I've used it so much. Also, that if you wanted to, you could go into the under the sea ones and use the fan coral and the so I'm thinking what's the ink pad to use. The fan coral and the what's the other one? Fan plants. So the two fans you could use. So let's just stamp some of these. I could have something there, but I'm not going to. Let's just not overthink it. I'm going for Monarch versus Van Clair, which is a lovely purple. Let's do this. I'm going to emboss this because it just takes a while to dry. And I'm too impatient waiting for it to dry. So let's have it quite high up there. I can't go second generation there, because if I did, I'd get that. Can you see where that's darker on that side? So you have to be careful if you want a second generation when you're actually stamping off the page. I can do that because I'm just going to go below. Okay, so that's that. Let's do this one. can't do that one because it's off the page. Can't do that one either because I want to go up. But I can do that one. In fact, I might come. No, I won't. Right, okay. Dither. Right, let's get powder on that and heat set that. And we've nearly finished this double page spread. And then we just have one more to do. I knew this was going to be a long one because obviously there's quite a lot involved. But it'd just be nice to finish it. Let's get the ink on that one. And then I need to think what I'm going to do on my back page because I don't know if I want to do what I did originally. Said I was going to do originally, and I stamped some bears and cut them out, and I don't know what I've done with those. I know they're somewhere because they've got to be somewhere, haven't they? Everything's got to be somewhere. Shall we have something coming down at the top or should we just leave it? That's a question. Let's have some coming down from the top. Just because we can. That's that one. Then I think we're going to go, I was going to go black teasels, but I think what we're going to do is bring in my favourites. We're going to bring in the flower vines. So these two, the flower vine and the whimsical flowers, are a real go-to. I'm using them all the time. So we don't make a mess. Again, just going to dust again. This is it's Paola's Boundless journal dies. Ronnie. Paola. So I'm using these two. Miss P loves. So the black outside pieces are made from the mini journal, and then I've used the page panels for my my pages that I've cut out. So that's what we're using. I'm out of stock of that at the moment, but I have got some more on order, and I've got one of those in stock at the moment. But like I say, they are on order, so hopefully they'll be here very soon. This stamp's very dirty, very dirty. It's well loved, this stamp, well loved. So we're going to do exactly the same thing, just work across both pieces with this, and we are going to use the Monarch again, I think, or we could go for a slightly lighter colour. Let's go for Purple Delight instead, and let's see how that looks. So this is a lighter purple. So we obviously can't go where the dragon is, or we could do a little bit. Let's have a little bit. Look at that tiny little bit. All that ink in just for a tiny little bit. And again. The dragon's in the way. Actually, I do quite like it just with a little tiny bit. Actually, it's quite nice just with a little tiny bit. Happy accidents. I quite like that. Let's do that over here as well. Let's not do two, because the temptation is to go right below, just like that, which is a bit lower. Then we'll come up a bit. Yeah, I'm glad I did this. Oh, look at that, mucky hands, mucky hands. tell you, when I use the Dilutions inks, I get very messy. So you can just do that longest one. One more. Just with that long one. Oh, I like that. Happy with that. So I talked myself into it, but I am happy. Right, let's just heat set that and then we can stick those in. Yay! Finally. Now where's my... That's Cosmic Crystal. Now what have I done with my embossing powder? There it is. Crystal clear. We might be finished by 1 o'clock, so it'll be 2 hours, which is what I was expecting. It's so lovely that some of you have stayed for the entirety. Obviously, if you're watching this on kind of rewind or wherever it is, or you know, on catch up, you can just pause it and start it up whenever you want to. Get these set. Okay, let's get these in. Just the back page to go. Doing well. That's going in there. That's going in there. Doesn't it make a difference when you put it on black? It really, really does. Zippy, a few fireflies, flower vines and dotted mushrooms. I've got Zippy on there. I did use the flower vines as well. It's going in there. My stomach's rumbling. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm very hungry. Right. That's going there. So we just need to do our back page. And we've got this, which is our mopped up background. Let me just have a see if I can find what it is that I needed, otherwise we're going to do something entirely different. Oh no, I've got them. So we might do what I intended to do. So what it says on my list, I've got the whimsical flower cluster again, stardust, probably means moon dust, dragon fruit branch. Let's have a look. There's the dragon fruit branch, and berry family. Right, okay. Well, I've got berry family already done. So the thing is, what we're having to do here is, because it's on the back cover, because when you're happy with your journal, obviously you can leave it so that you can move it around, but you actually glue that in place on the front, and then you'll glue that in place on the back. So we've got here our back piece, and then I've also cut out of the same backing paper, I've got that piece there, right? So my idea was that we would have our dragon fruit branch coming in at the top. It doesn't matter if obviously some of that's covered up, but that's going to come in at the top, hanging down. Then we're going to have our bears. Of course that would fall off. Then we're going to have our bears, and I've got some that I've already stamped. So we've got Mommy Bear, and we've got Baby Bear. So Baby Bear was going to be part on the background, part on the tab and part off, not, because he's following Mommy Bear about. Don't know where they're going. They're going off to look inside the book to see what mayhem they can cause. So they're going to be there, and then we might have a couple of fireflies in there. That was the idea. But to me, that looks a little bit blank. So I think I am going to go with the bears, right? So, but we'll need some foliage down below before we put them on. And if we are going to go for a little bit of moon dust, because we could put the moon dust on here, like that, just behind him, which would look quite interesting, I suppose. Maybe. But I think what we'll do is bring the stencil in here as well, because it's, but I don't want to stamp the trees on. I want to use my stencil, I think. So if we bring in our woody stencil, because this is a negative thingy anyway. Oh, just do it, Julia. Just get on with it. Let's have a look. So we want my brushed corduroy and my little sponge. Could be that I don't like my back page. Out of all my pages, I might not like my back page as much. In fact, it's harder to stamp on Distress. So what should we do? That's the thing. Let's not do that. Let's take my brush corduroy Distress instead. Where's it in? There we go. It's in this one. There it is. How, oh, knocked it again. I don't know how juicy this is. Soon find out. Pretty good. So this one's called Woody. I think I've only got one of these left in stock, and I don't know if Fairy Hugs have reordered or not. If they have, I'll get some more when I order again. But they might not, because they might be focusing on getting some new ones. They've been very popular, the Fairy Hugs stencils, because they're just a little bit different. There we go. That's a bit more interesting than it was. Then let's bring in our dragon fruit branch and actually stamp that at the top. So we're going to go back into my stamping platform. Let's get rid of that mess. Rid of that mess in amongst loads of mess. I think I've just put ink underneath there now. Let's just put, sorry, I'll probably just tidy up a little bit, otherwise I'm just going to get in such a mess. I've got stamps all over the floor. Dragon fruit branch, that's going to go there. So we're just going to stamp with this, we're not going to emboss or anything. And we're going to go for pine cone, which is a darker brown. off the page a little bit. This is really handy, this one, because you can see if you used it that way around, which we could, actually we could, and then we won't lose part of it, but we won't get the dragon fruit. So they've got leaves on that side, and we've got dragon fruit on that side. Let's have that side, just because we can, because we've established we can use it that way. And we lose the dragon fruit, but we've got lovely leaves, and we won't lose part of it because of the little tab on the back. You're all very quiet. Have you got me on in the background? I would. Right, let's see. I hope I've inked it up enough. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, stomach. Oh, I know what we'll do. Fetch that off and put it away. And I need to find a sentiment. Where's the other bit? Don't want that. Where's the other bit gone? There it is. Ah, there it is. So we'll have wisdom begins in wonder, because baby bear is following his mummy bear. He's going to learn something from her. Is that going to be all right? Let's have a look. Wisdom begins in wonder. Yeah, just up a little tiny bit more. Whoop. So I'm not going to actually stamp the bears because I've got them already stamped and cut out. I'm sure you know that they're going to be stamping absolutely fine. Oh gosh, my stomach. Can you hear it? Rumble, 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 rumble. Am I okay, Julia? Yes, Josephine, I am, thank you. I'm a bit tired. I'm always tired. And I'm a little bit stressed because I'm having the weekend off because I'm going to visit my daughter and her partner and stay with them for a few days. And I'm a little bit stressed because I've got shows on Friday, which I haven't finished prepping for yet. And so I have to do a Facebook Live on Thursday. Then I'm away for the weekend. I'll have to pick, post and pack all the orders all the other way around that I've got to send out. And I've got shows on the 7th and the 8th, which I don't have product for yet. We'll see. Let's just, because we can, let's just stamp. Where's that dust gone? Here it is. Let's just stamp this dust on here. Let's just do it, because we can. Where's my scrappy bit of, what's it? This one will do. I'll do it in the same colour. And I'm going to just try and stamp it without the moon. So I just have some dust coming in. Just to give the tab a little bit more interest. That's that one. That one's called Moon Dust. Useful little stamps these are, the tiny ones. Don't need that one anymore. So let's think about this now. Let's finish this off. Am I going to finish it with exactly the same as before? I might put instead of doing that, I might do the grass. If I can find the grass on the floor with the rest of the stuff. There it is. Yeah, let's do grass instead of the whimsical flower cluster, because I think I've used it on nearly every single page. Although it's just such a useful stamp. So still sticking with the pine cone. Shall we? Yes. Yes. No, no, no. Actually, change my mind. Let's go for the acorn instead, which is slightly lighter. Let's just start that off. You get quite a few generations of the stamp. So we're just going to have them walking through. In the grass. Looks almost like a spider, doesn't it? She will. She's got a plan for next weekend. I just hope it isn't gardening, because their garden's got a bit overgrown because they've been concentrating on other stuff. I just hope she doesn't want me to do any gardening, because that's going to be a big fat no. Right, let's get this page sorted. Let's get this done. So I'll probably add a little bit of colour to the leaves. But let's get this on there. I've already inked around the edges with my brush corduroy. Last page. Woo! We're not going to go for fireflies. So I have used the bears. I have used my stardust, and I have used the dragon fruit branch, but that's about it really. But it's nice to have a plan that you can deviate from, isn't it? If you didn't have a plan, you wouldn't be able to deviate. Wisdom begins in wonder. It certainly does. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to stick these pages down so that this book will be, that'll be it now. I won't be able to change it. I won't be able to move stuff around because it's set. So we're going to stick the back one on. I mean, I'm happy to set it because I know that the designs I've got in my book are what I want to be there. I mean, you could have set it before, obviously the front and the back. You just get your front and back cover sorted, and then you're good to go. So this is going to go on here as well. This back panel. And Paola has included dies, so you could have this as a signature, and you can actually bind more than one together, which is really clever. Because she's got there's another die in there. Where is it? This one, which you can wrap around more than one journal. Oh. Have I ended? What's Facebook done? Am I still here? Hopefully I am. I am. Good. I hate it when Facebook does that. I don't know if it's my internet dropping out or not. Not this close to the end, you can't do it. Right, so Mummy Bear's coming in here. And Baby Bear's coming in there. Like that. Should we put them on a bit of foam tape? We'll put Mummy Bear as she is, and I might add a little bit of foam tape underneath the bottom of underneath the legs of the Baby Bear, because obviously he's going on to the back part, and he'll be a bit uneven otherwise. Of course, mummies know everything, don't they? So I think that's a really good sentiment to go with it. I'd like to think we know everything, but we certainly don't. A bit of tape. Where's my tape? Don't need much. Do you think the Baby Bear's sneaking up on her? He might be. Yeah, he might be. Because that's what babies do, baby bears do, isn't it? They sneak up on their mum, and then when she jumps out of her skin and nearly has a bear heart attack, he's just there sniggering away, isn't he? So I've just put a little bit of 1mm foam tape on his legs, which doesn't want to stick. Oh, my stomach. Have you ever heard Paola's stomach on the TV? It growls so loudly. You can actually hear it over the microphone sometimes. It's hilarious. Right, here we go. And I'll give a quick flick through in a moment so you can see it all. Let's just add a bit of glue on there, because I've had my fingers all around it just to make sure that it sticks. Is it coming out? Yeah, it is. It's half empty, this, so that's why. There we go. So he's just coming up behind his mummy bear. Okay, so all done, finished. So from the top. So obviously our front page, I won't actually go through all the stamps because well, I'll tag them when I actually put the pictures up at some point when I take some pictures. So we've got our front page, there we've got our double page spread. That's the one I did on the TV. I did the front page on the TV as well, and that's the one we've done today with Starla. Then we've got the double colour page with the forest, and we've done this page today, and that was done on the TV, the moose. Then we've got Aris and Zelina, and I'll probably add a little bit of colour to her, just to make her fit in with Zelina as well. Then we've got the forest with the gnome door that I did on the TV, and then we've got Zakar and Zodi that we've done here. Then we've done this double page during this session with April and Zippy, and then finally we've done our mummy and baby bear on the back. So I hope you've enjoyed that. It's a nice record to keep, and it's a really nice thing to do with all of your stamps. Thank you all for joining me and staying put for nearly 2 hours. This is the longest Facebook Live I've ever done. I probably will never do another 2-hour one. My next Facebook Live will be on Thursday at 11 AM with a sneak peek at what's on my Sentimental Yours shows on Friday. So once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye.